Didn't have time, I had things to do. So I asked you to look about the water, right?
And you was gonna tell me, I didn't know every time.
That, so we didn't have
Oh
to
my God.
have pyramid.
It's hot in
Just
there.
like, you made the environment more friendly, but then when I get the. Also because, when they buy stuff, they just have stop
Oh, Jesus.
asking for different water, they just have water, you know, but they can look into it, and they might.
No, thank you. Join me.
Were we?
No,
I wasn't even I know.
Oh, cause you were on.
That's not.
It's
Nothing you can do.
certified spring. It's just like.
Oh, wait, I say, how is it to raise mine?
Wait, what? I thought everyone was really going.
Oh, here I am, I'm actually. I'm just signing my. Very good.
Oh, so the glass. I don't know.
They got those like as office as a W, I like to.
You've been saving for 6 months.
Yeah.
That's it, that's not kind of APA, that's not. Yeah, it really.
Oh, so-
No one was hired.
Financial aid.
No, it's not the bid, right now it is for the bid. No, I'm not. I'm just saying. You did not bid over.
No, I think- Hey, hi, hey, what? Let's say what you don't. But I do like a lot. Oh, what are you gonna do?
There's a couple.
That's the iron will we needed instead of this.
Not afraid. Oh, yeah, something.
I said everybody's for, I don't think about it.
That's a real nice guy for a question.
I'm scared.
Okay, it's crazy. Paper.
Oh, great.
Sorry to not give you a dog.
No, not.
Right, yeah, what I'm saying. That's work. Dave, are you?
Mostly I can.
Yesterday.
Oh, wow. How about you? I mean, there's that.
Amazing, what's your name?
Aria.
Aria?
What's your name?
Yeah. I said I'm gonna be on Saturday, but I realized that you must.
Junior.
Like this year, yeah.
I didn't even know what I was doing.
Yeah, I didn't see my phone. I thought, that's the one word for that. I always say when I see my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my third grade already.
Good. Oh my
Like, yeah, we have actually. I had to put it aside on the.
Not the whole thing.
But, yeah, 50, sir. No, like, it makes me fun.
Just read, this would be 60 pages.
Anything that.
Oh, you're also writing your blue book, you can, find time to read 60 pages. That makes it like. It's like 60 pages, and that's much, I think so you're.
So when we just like.
You had it in some math? Yeah. For your brain, but. Not that exactly. And then when I was high, so I'm just like. Yeah.
I'll finish it by any time.
Barely keeping up with everything as it is.
Oh.
It's, I mean, I'm keeping up, you know, it's.
No,
Going
yeah.
big thing.
No,
Instead of doing that, like, pressing a support, you can.
Pretty much.
I don't have my phone with me. It's not, it's, I'm like, so I'm just.
Like, I.
Very interesting.
I feel like I know the general stuff. Way too competitive. I just wanna know like where. Yeah.
I think it's such a good practice, like just, I don't know, we don't read enough as like a society, so. I think it's good to.
Lord.
Oh, yeah, I'm comfortable. I know. She said you.
Should got sent agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be. It should be this.
No, I was like.
Yeah.
Same one every time.
If you already went into it, it'll be.
Get over there.
It shows you, what we're doing.
Yeah.
I am. Yeah, it should be that. Scroll down and see what, there's four things that have something about
Yeah.
yeah, like, yeah. Not like, like. It'd be. And it shows you like.
But now I've been seeing.
How do you add to that here? Like if I wanted to bring up something in the,
They sent out.
But then now I said.
Yeah, I can show you the email, but they sent out the.
what resolution?
Others. Should have got censored. They basically.
Hi, everybody, we're gonna call to order and start away here. So we're gonna go off roll call. Senator Farragalla,
Present.
Senator Centeno,
Oh, here.
Senator Dempsey, Senator De Jesus,
Here.
Senator Howard,
President.
Senator Otto,
Here.
Senator Guerrero Martinez,
Here.
Senator Akindele Lawale. No. Senator Patel,
Here.
Senator Jenkins,
Here.
Senator Stephan,
Present.
Senator Scarelli,
Present.
Senator Guzman,
Here.
Senator Lozer,
Here.
Senator Hill,
Here.
Senator, President Pro Tempore, Spivak,
Here.
President Wright,
Present.
I am here, Chief of Staff Kiernan,
Present.
Attorney General Blanco.
Here.
There we go. Chief Communications, Adara. Chief Financial Officer Mosher.
Here.
And Clerk Rodriguez.
Here.
All right, we're to start off with our executive address from President Wright.
Good evening, everyone. Firstly, please be on the lookout for an email tomorrow morning regarding the state's fair. Event happening tomorrow. Just want to thank Election Chairwoman Councilmember Ghosh. We now have 7 prospective nominees for the remaining interim international senator positions. Please prepare in advance with questions to ask the nominees in order for the 2 students that you guys will end up choosing to serve in student government at our next meeting on the 8th. Vice President Orr and I will be in a meeting with President Link on the 1st, and I look forward to reporting to you all on what happens at that meeting. If you're a committee chair, I sent out an email requesting everyone's availability for my semesterly committee leadership summit. Please respond to that email with your availability for the first week of October. Since we last met, here's some of the things that my administration has been working on. So we have now had 2 cabinet meetings and we've been doing a lot of administrative planning. More information to come as plans are further developed. Today, Vice President Tor and I had a meeting with the Director of Student Engagement and new SGI advisor, Cassandra Gonzalez, but you all can call her Casey. She's over there. But we discussed a lot of things about student government, its history, current events, goals, accomplishments, administrative endeavors, and the future. President Folks, of course, Vivek is prepared to present the committee and liaison placements towards the end of today's meeting during his report. Vice President Orr has nearly completed streamlining our communication efforts to become more efficient, and I have worked with other departments, clubs, and organizations at your university to propose another perspective event for the student body. And as usual, if you'd like to schedule a meeting with me to discuss your concerns or anything related to student initiatives, etc., programming, here's the link right here where you can set up that appointment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, President Ray. All right, so we're gonna move on with student concerns and compliments. So Senator Guerrero Martinez, would you like to start?
Yes, I would like, to start off with, I think there should be more transparency when it comes to the ingredients inside the food. And, one of my constituents informed me that, something that we could implement would be, having labels next to the food in the comments. To be able to see like what's inside, but also like the calories. So while they're picking, if someone's either in a diet or on a bulk, for example, they're able to see, exactly, what the calories are adding up to. And, because many people don't pay attention to the TVs, to be quite frank, which is what my constituent informed me, they don't. And, also, there have been complaints with, smoothies, being spilled, near the dish area in the comments. I have not been there myself, but that's what, some of my constituents have told me.
Have they told you that it's like, is it spilled in the dish pit or spilled like all over the floor?
They said specifically in the floor area at times, yeah.
This has been like a regular occurrence that they've said, or has this been like a?
From how they told me, they said, it's like time to time that it's like that, and yeah, that's what they informed me.
Senator Lozier?
I will say that the software that they use to write out the ingredients and the names of the dishes does not function that way, unfortunately. All the information about ingredients, caloric count, and I think there are also some macro informations are online. It's called Dine on Campus. I know it's a bit out of the way, but it's just unfortunately not something that's very viable for them to do because it's not something that they can just automate like that.
Does anybody else have any concerns or, yes, Senator Scarlett?
Just adding on to that, I was saying the Dine on Campus app, is this something we can ask to maybe on like the glass shields, like, for the food, if there could be a QR code leading to the website or the app, that if you are someone who has those dietary restrictions, looking for the calories, you can quickly scan it. And then we also track data of how many people are using it, and if it's something that in the future has to be ramped up or ramped down, or if it's something that's staying consistent and working. I don't know, that's something that, I don't know. Sorry, I don't know if that was something that could possibly be done as a simple print and tape type fix.
Thank you. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to add? All right, no, thank you very much. Moving on. Would you like to address with your complaints in the food that's already been discussed, my apologies. Does anybody else have anything to add with smoothies particularly, spillages or anything else?
I do. For the smoothies and the spillage in the self-help area, I guess, they do have rags. So if someone is to make a mess, it's assumed that you clean up after yourself. There's rags right there. I guess a lot of us are freshmen and we're still figuring it out, but they are there.
Did your constituents say that the spillages were primarily within the dish pit, or are they like, in the test kitchen, or are they just kind of everywhere?
Primarily in that area where it'd be the dish area where you put everything back, yeah.
Gotcha. All right, Senator Centeno?
Hello, everyone. I have another concern for you guys this week, unfortunately. A dining relating one again. My constituents are very disappointed that the salad bar, thank you for pulling that up, has been being cleaned up before 10 p.m., the designated closing time. As there's already a limited options for vegan and vegetarian students, I think it's really unacceptable that this is closed before the closing time, especially that it's a very easy thing to clean up and it probably could be held off a little bit longer, just to make sure that everyone, regardless of their dietary restrictions, can have food until the commons close.
Senator Hill?
I will also say as a recent, I've noticed that like where the hibachi grill is, there's only just rice, and I think that with the lack of variety that has already been complained about constantly, that not having something there is also an issue, because if you close earlier and you don't put up stuff like past a certain time, you have to work around it because some people have to come during those late hours.
Senator Lozier and Senator Otto, do you want me to come back to? I saw you had your hand up before, or no?
I do, but you can go there first.
We'll go
Yeah.
there and we'll go to you.
Do we have a time for when they start late night dining? I believe that's the official name for their like soft close. Last year it was 10 p.m., but it's clearly not this year, and I was just wondering if they had an official time to tell people, like, try to get in there before that.
We have.
I will ask.
Gotcha. Senator Otto?
I was gonna just kind of ask, I had a couple constituents ask about like more vegetable meat options, if that was something we could include, and I thought that might be a good idea. They said that like one time there was like the baked chicken and that people really liked that, but that was like one time, so maybe increasing that as well, I don't know.
I believe there is regularly like tofu in the test kitchen.
Yeah, they wanted like
but-
because they do the whatever, like vegetable meat burgers, but usually you can't get like on Taco Day, for example, like you can't get like a veggie meat or whatever. Like a cooked, I don't know, seasoned veggie meat, I don't know, just something people were like, oh, could we have this?
Thank you. Does anybody else have compliments or concerns they would like to add with us? Senator Sedano?
On adding on to Senator Otto's point, just like, yeah, you could let them know that the like soy meat, like they have fake meatballs, for example. I think those are pretty popular, and the vegan options like that, where it's like basically the same dish that the students who eat meat are eating, I think kind of makes it easier for vegan vegetarian students to eat as a vegetarian. Thank you.
All right, moving on, Senator Dempsey?
So mine's actually pretty similar here, complained about the teaching kitchen being functionally closed despite technically being open until 11, it's a 9:41 photo of the test kitchen where there just kind of isn't the food left to make the food, in the test kitchen. Which means that, while it technically is open and accessible, you can't actually do anything with it, so the kind of exchange where it's open until 11, even though the main thing is closed, kind of doesn't function if there isn't any food in that kitchen.
I'd also like to add that I know that, they start to close down the dishwasher area well before 11, so that even, I understand that they close down the rest of commons at 10. But if people are using the test kitchen and are supposed to use it to 11, then you can't get your dishes while you have a dirty cup, and then somebody else is gonna have to clean it much later, so that's a predicament that they'd have to work around. So it doesn't make sense to close the rest of commons before, if they still have to clean up dishes from the test kitchen later on anyway. And, Senator Dempsey, you had the commons lunch, oh, no, that's, do you have another comment to make around, Senator Hill?
Yes, so I just wanted to make, I guess, a general comment about the test kitchen, is I feel like they need to have a better way to advertise it, because at this point, it's a smoothie bar, it's not a test kitchen, nobody's going in there to cook, so maybe they can even take the food part out and do something else if nobody's actually using
Senator
I
Howard?
know I've used the test kitchen to cook a few times and I've seen other people in there, so I don't think it's like something that nobody's doing. But,
Can you speak to its, variety and the options and feasibility you have with it?
they have pasta in there and a decent amount of vegetables and chicken and some other protein. I made a really terrible pasta sauce the other day, so you can work with what's in there, but it is pretty limited. So,
Senator Dempsey?
I think the biggest issue really is just kind of dish rotation within the test kitchen, cause like, I'll get there in the morning and I'll think, oh, let me try making eggs. And then all of them, the athletes have beaten me there and all of them have like eggs burnt onto them, and well, I understand that's very unfortunate to clean in terms of. Like getting the dish clean, to kind of, I don't know if I'm supposed to just kind of tell people that there aren't dishes, or if I should like bring them up to the front and produce the normal rotation. Cause I know they're particularly unpleasant to clean, there's dishes in a different area, I don't know.
Senator Lewis.
My main issue is with the test kitchen, as someone who does cook, is that there's no actual things to cook with. There are pans and that is it. There's no lids for the pan, so I can't steam an egg. Also, there's no like actual spatula that I've seen. There's just like the weird rubbery like
Like the baking stuff.
yeah, I'm not making a cake. I don't know if it like I know it's heat safe, I know it's not dangerous for me, but it's not effective.
There is one metal spatula that I've seen in there twice.
This is mind blowing.
It exists.
For those of you who have used the test kitchen, are there any tongs or forks or prongs or anything else that, just the bone spatula?
Spoons usually.
I mean,
Yeah.
It's kind of wide spoon.
Yeah. You can use your hands to flip things as I do, but
President, point of inquiry or point of information?
Information, Teaching Kitchen has declined since it's opened. It opened last March officially. There was a big grand opening, had a bunch of cooking classes in there, and the whole 9 yards. And this year, it's significantly decreased in, I wouldn't say accessibility, but just, or not even availability, just, and pleasantries, I would say. I actually did cook in there last week, and it had everything that you guys were just complaining about, which is the funny part. So it varies on the day. But in terms of if you ever go in there, you're trying to cook and there's nothing to cook with, you can just simply request it and they'll bring it. If all the pans underneath are dirty, there's supposed to be a person that comes in there regularly to make sure that everything in there is refilled and clean. But it also depends on how used is the teaching kitchen seeming to the staff, and if there's a switch and shifts, people are probably thinking, oh, the last person did it. So I feel like at this point, the teaching kitchen has become sort of an afterthought, except for the smoothie station, because the actual cooking section of it hasn't been as used as it was last semester. That doesn't mean it should not be sustained, because there are the few that do cook in there. But if they also promoted using the teaching kitchen more, it would be more readily used, and then that wouldn't be an issue. So it's just a matter of marketing, but it's also a matter of just voicing what the students are looking for primarily in the comments. And also, I agree with you completely on the availability. Every time I go in there, the teaching kitchen has the same exact thing, but it's never something different. So there's really not much variety to do anything. However, if there is an ingredient in there that you would like, you can simply just request it and they'll do it. Like, I made quesadillas in there before. I had the person on the grill cook the chicken, and then I just went in there and did everything else by myself. So like, it just takes extra steps to actually make what you want sometimes, but most things are doable.
Senator Lozier.
so going off the decline in quality that the president mentioned, last year they had a shelf and it was full of spices, and I remember this really distinctly because I could never reach anything I wanted. Where is it and is it coming back? Because I am told very specifically that I'm not allowed to bring my own seasonings in to the test kitchen. Which is kind of not cool. I don't want unflavored eggs. They have just salt and just pepper, and they had a lot more last year.
There are a lot of spices by the end of the salad bar next to the condiments. They've got a few things there like vampire.
They have the hot sauce and that's it. Last year they had gochujang, a variety, they had
Yeah,
Chinese
there's
spice,
a few
yeah.
different like spices and stuff you can pour on, but it's not a big selection, but there are a few things
Yeah,
out
yeah.
there.
I recall a wide selection within the test kitchen and the selection within the regular comments itself. It seems that they've been combined, but I've also attempted to use them, and those spices have not been replaced in a while. They're old and chunky and you can't get anything out of them. So they're not optimal to use. Senator, Dempsey.
I just want to say positive in that the evil smell I complained about at the first week is not from the test kitchen, so it's quite tolerable to use. It's just, the very handy is the main public factor.
Is there anything else, CFO, motion?
What kind of oil do they have in Tustin? It just says oils, but it looks like vegetable oil, like in terms of the color.
It's most likely vegetable, but
We asked about this in the last, in our last dining concern meeting. Is canola oil.
oh,
Is that not visibly present when people go use the oil? Does it say it on the label or anything
It
else?
says oil, but it's not specific.
I know there's a lot of in cooking, there's a lot of variations that deal with allergies, so I think we should try and publicize that. Senator
yeah,
Lewis?
that needs to be labeled properly as canola oil because you can be allergic to that, or people might not use it because they think it's something else.
President Pro Tempore today.
Is there a way that we'd be able to get different oils as well, maybe around, cause I know some people might not like canola oil, for example. I know a lot of people complain about that on the swim team, so is there a way that maybe we could get olive oil or something like that?
It's good that we have the discussions with dining consistently, so as fresh concerns pop up, we're able to address them. Senator Scarelli?
Just something to add, last discussion, we talked about the breakfast options on Saturdays, for the different athletes and for early morning, either workers or just students. This past week, the athletic director, Krista, had talked with the, gourmet dining, and now there are 2 hot breakfast options offered, a protein and an egg. So I think that was good progress and kind of getting back to the really morning breakfast and helping athletes and early risers up. So I just want to shout out that was something good that had made progress since the last meeting.
Thank you. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to add with this specifically? No, Senator Dempsey, do you have the one compliment you would like to mention? The hibachi,
Wrong person.
oh, Senator, oh, my bad, that's Senator Stefan. I did not see the delineation.
That's okay. Yes, I have a compliment, at least for this past Wednesday, during the hibachi, section they had at lunch. So their quote, it says, sorry, it tasted very authentic, as if you were going to an actual hibachi restaurant to load up the tricks. So at least that's one good thing, that they do have the good moments, and it's very important to highlight that. It is kind of good. And also, I can also mention that when I was giving a tour on the Tuesday beforehand, I don't remember what it was, but I remember it looked delicious too. So they have their good moments, at least comments lunches, something that's good.
Thank you very much. Senator Hill?
I will say that the rice quality has gone up. It's less crunchy. We have more fully cooked rice, so that is a good thing. I was able to eat rice all day today, no problem.
Anybody else like to add anything in a mildly positive note?
Senator Blanco had the raise hand thing.
Okay, I got you. Senator Polanco? Or Attorney General Polanco?
So basically, I'm realizing that all of these concerns are just dining concerns. And I just wanted to ask, if there are any steps being taken by the Dining Concern Committee on receiving these suggestions and concern outside of student government, because
Yes.
it seems like all we really talk about are dining concerns.
Yes, actually, we actually host meetings at the EC once a week. At 7 PM, and they're open to everybody, and then on top of that, we also have, those are for the students to give their complaints, and then on Friday, then we have the one that we have with the staff, and who we present the complaints to, and students can also go to that, or anyone with concerns can also go to that. And then Angela has actually gone with me to a few, she's actually at every single one of them.
Senator Lewis?
I do have a question for Clerk Rodriguez Zapata. How much power do the people you meet with actually have? Because when I was there, it was Dean Brisson and Evan, and Dean Brisson works for here, and Evan is just a marketing guy, to my understanding. So is there any way that you could meet with the actual managerial staff?
Last week, it was Joe. So it varies depending, I guess, on his schedule. His name is Joe, guys. And he goes to the meetings as well.
Okay.
So I guess
And
the
what is
guy you're
his-
mentioning, he was there as a filler, but usually he's not there.
And what is Joe's like actual title? Like, who is he specifically in charge of and what does he do?
He's the district manager
Okay.
for Drew's dining site, basically, you know. He's in charge of everything from the EC to the commons to the C store. He's the head guy in charge, and there's other managers that are under.
Does anybody else have anything they'd like to add before we move on to action items? Senator, DeSuze?
I have two things to add, but one is about dining. I had a constituent talk about how if there would be maybe any possibility to add any protein to Zaro's because it's only just bread, like there's bagels and stuff like that, croissants. Other things, but it's all just kind of bread. So if there could be something like egg bites or even like egg sandwiches, like there is in Starbucks in the morning, that could be something to consider. And then, the other thing that I wanted to add, I know that we're kind of in the transition in terms of like committees, and liaisons and everything like that, but I did notice when I was in the library that currently there is no collection right now for the Hispanic Heritage Month. And I talked to Jesse, who kind of handles, I guess, like putting up the collections, and he said he's been sending emails to the RJC, but they haven't been replying, and he would like to get that kind of done if possible, especially because Hispanic Heritage Month ends October 15th.
We're gonna do a point of information for Zaret and then we'll go to the.
So it depends on who he's emailing. The chair of the racial justice committee is abroad at the moment, so if he's contacting her, that's probably why he hasn't gotten a response back. But the co-chair of the racial justice committee is taking over for the semester interim at the moment, so you have to contact her. I can give you her contact information.
Okay, that would be great. Like,
Senator Patel, and then we'll go Senator Scott.
I was gonna say the same thing.
I'm in RJC and we haven't had our first meeting yet. It's during Big Fair. But I can message them.
Senator Dempsey, a point of personal privilege, go for it. Senator Lewis.
Polanco has her hand up.
Attorney General Polanco.
Thank you. Okay, hold on. So, sorry, I still had a note about dining concerns. And then I'll go back to the RJC thing too. So, I feel like with dining concerns and the fact that Clerk Zapata is in student government, I feel like we should be emailing her with our suggestions and our concerns once we get them. That way she could start working on them throughout the week and then give us updates of what's been fixed or like give progress during meetings. I feel like that'd be a good idea. I don't know if you want to take that suggestion or not, but and then we can talk about or like discuss things that we can as student government do. And then with RJC, the workflow shows who their emails that you can contact them and who's in RJC as well. So that'd be a great way to look at their contact.
Thank you very much. We're gonna move on to action items. We'll wait for Senator Dempsey to return to order to vote, but for everybody right now, Senator Otto, would you like to present your community building trunk or treat initiative?
Sure, and this is in partnership with Senator Shkreli. So this is kind of our first, well, this is our idea for our senator project. We understand that especially as in terms of budget, like we don't really have a grasp of like what's feasible for this program. So this is sort of us just introducing an idea and wanting to get some feedback on what might be realistic. But do you want to just kind of give a summary of sort of what the idea is?
Yeah, so when beginning to think of an idea, I want to start with fall just because that's what we're heading to season wise, and there's a lot of different things you can do. And one of the things I was thinking about trunk or treat, as I know everyone's being an athlete a lot, but I feel like a wide variety of students here are in different athletic programs, work different jobs, or go home on weekends. So I wanted to try to find a fun event that we can all partake in. So the idea that we had talked about was hosting a trunk or treat in the Tillman lot on a Sunday in October, probably the 26th as it relates with the holiday on the 31st. For Sunday, there's no athletic events, the parking lot will mostly be empty. Students who go home for the weekend will be training Sunday night, we could partake. All athletes can partake, and then, if students have work, I really wanted to try to make it an accessible event for all students who are part of so much other stuff can partake. So, I don't know if you want to transition to what the, let me see.
Yeah, so we wanted to make it kind of, we wanted everyone to come and decorate the trunks of their cars to make it just kind of like a fun, like authentic Halloween experience and just like a time to like, I feel like we all get older and it stops being as fun to like celebrate Halloween. Well, it becomes different, and so I think like it can be fun to just like go hang out with your friends, get some free candy. And then we were thinking of maybe making it into a competition, so maybe the best car or like the car that's best decorated, voted as best decorated, could win a prize. So people could, I don't know, have fun decorating their trunks. And then,
When it just comes into the budget and logistics of stuff, I think
that's kind of where we were like,
just have to,
not,
I'm open to opinions and discussion further.
Yeah.
Just because,
we have no idea.
but we wanna make an event that all students could attend to who have the opportunity to, and where they can have fun and bring some of that stress-free joy to, and related to the time, the season, and, the trunk or treat, we would ask the students to purchase their own decorations, do their own car, and just agree with the Drew and guidelines of appropriateness and our own standards that we had set. And then when it comes to candy, that would probably be the most budget we have, just because I believe that we have to be in control of it, just to know what is what. We have a limit to stop, and we know what time, and also allergies. If there's a certain candy that we know like will be very dangerous, we can also control like where that candy is. And so yeah, we're open to just discussing it further and seeing if this is something even possible.
It is feasible for us to debate the particular budget as of right now, so we can kind of control that aspect of it right now. I'd also suggest, because like, if we're having the other students, bring their cars and decorating their own cars, that takes a lot of the budget off our shoulders, which is good. But then also, there's a lot of people who live here who may not have cars. If we're going to use some portion of our budget, we could like figure something out where we decorate a separate portion and there's another separate decoration, separate aspect of candy giving and Halloween festivities that isn't directly related to people who will bring their cars, commuters, or anybody else who would be decorating. So we can probably mess around with that budget that way. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to add or ask questions? We're gonna Senator Hill and Senator Lozer.
So I have two things. One, but this is more like the idea, I would say, in terms of decorations. I know that some people aren't gonna wanna pay for it. But I would say reach out to clubs, because most events will probably be held around then. So maybe if they have leftovers, you can get that and people can use that, cause I know money can be tricky in terms of students, cause either we have it or we don't. And then in terms of advertisement, how would you wanna advertise, especially because like as athletes, we know that like schedules are really tricky, but how do we make sure they actually attend? Because some sports teams that are just all about their sport, they don't wanna do anything to their life. So how do we make sure that it's successful in getting people who don't usually go to events to actually go to this?
One of the biggest things is that we all sports teams in the fall typically have a game on Friday or going into Saturday, so there's not much that they can do participation wise, either they have a late night practice and a dinner. It's just a hope that our word and our encouragement, I believe Senator Otto and I passed a fair share of teams by word of mouth, and just hoping that we can create an event that will give them an experience that will take that stress off and will give them the fun that they are missing because of different events. And I agree, I think it will take time and I think it will take a lot of push, but I think we can do this and really market it to them, and they can get a good turnout and in turn further the student engagement to the rest of the body with the student.
I think we can also print out posters and really harp on the free candies thing, it's like that never hurt. I don't know, I think, I guess I'm not sure what sort of routes people have taken to advertise events through student government that have proven to be effective, but I don't know, I feel like if I see a fun poster, I stop and look, I don't know. Maybe if we had an Instagram story, we could repost, maybe there's other things people have tried that have worked better than both of those things, I'm not sure.
We're gonna go President Wright and then Senator Patel, you have your hand up?
If I'm not mistaken, we have 5 applicants currently in student government, 2 of which are on the same team, which would be Senator Martin and Senator Valley. But everyone else is on a different sports team, so if you guys will get in contact with your teams about the event, it would be great, because athletes supporting athletes is a big thing. And then also just in general, the student body coming out together to do something that's different, and also just includes everybody, not just the few. And it's on a day that I think is pretty feasible for most people, especially with it being later in the week.
Senator Patel?
So, you said the event is gonna be held on Sunday?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea, because I know Saturdays are like the big sport days. And so are Fridays too, but like, so I was thinking like you should reach out to CCO, she's in charge of the communication, the posters. Like just email it to her and then she'll post it on like
Okay,
Instagram and wherever.
thank you.
Senator Lozier?
For one, I think that you could definitely ask commuters, because they do have a lot of cars. And also just ensuring that this does get out to all the teams, you could ask the athletic director to forward it to all the coaches. I believe
Oh,
those
good.
two announcements are fast.
Senator Stepdowne?
In the past, I don't know who exactly hosted it, whether it's student engagement or residence life. There has been a trick or treat thing on campus at different locations, so at EC, Brothers College Hall of Sciences. I would love to know like why you think we need an additional like trick or treat event and what's special about this event. And also if you had any like interest from constituents that made you come up with this idea, or, you know, how are we feeling on interest? Has anyone expressed a need or want for an event like this?
One of my constituents on the volleyball team, when we were just kind of, when Senator Otto and I were kind of just like, throwing ideas around. My constituent has a car on campus and she was mentioning how much she would love to do this, how much it was fun to work with like other girls in the team and do like a volleyball car or like just decorate it. And really why is just because during the week, personally, like these different events I rarely get to go to, and that's why I love being here now, because it's like helping me get to go to those events and being part of like the student body more. So they were Halloween events last year, but personally, I would look at it and then I cannot make this one, or I'll be very late, or it'll be over by the time I get there. So mine will go and Senator Otto's goal was the day that we know that there's absolutely nothing, and that can really halt us from participating in it, and that's really why it kind of pushed us to it. Like, I think like these, like, I'm sorry, what was the other part of your question? Like, I'm sorry.
I asked about interest, and then I asked about what like differentiates this
Okay.
from the other trick or treat events that have been on campus, and like why this event specifically.
I also just think like the different creativity each student can show
Yeah.
their car and just a different perception of it. And I also think utilizing like the campus spaces, we have a beautiful student center here and we are just like using a different space to kind of promote. And I know you said the Brothers College at here, they do the different events, but just kind of just trying to spread it out, just trying something new in the sake of everything. And
I also think if we make decorations affordable, like I think, was it you that mentioned, no, you mentioned that, decorations aren't always affordable, but I think if we make that something like people can access easily, it could make it, like, I think it's fun if people have time to like decorate their car and like, I don't know, get in a group and like, I don't know, be a part of it.
And I do like said, they're working with different clubs, just kind of like showing like a different side of kind of maybe finding interest, like like a weekend or like an off day, and just kind of seeing like how they can just kind of have fun together for club, for just kind of like unity building essence.
I think that an issue arises if you are to make this a competition. Because then like certain teams, like you just said, you would do like a volleyball car, or like multiple people would like combine funds to do one car. So then it's kind of like the cars who have the least amount of people and the least amount of like monetary funds would automatically be out of the competition. So I do like the idea, and I think you're right, it is unique from regular trick or treating, but I'm not necessarily sold on the competition idea of it at all, because then I can think it just becomes like a competition on who spends the most money on their car or who has the most people contributing.
Do you think that we could set like a limit on like what you could use
That
or
could be a
like
good
where you
idea.
could get, I mean, yeah, like, do you think that's something that
Yeah.
sort of helped to address that?
Yeah, I did a door decorating competition last year for my hall for Halloween, and we provided all the decorations.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, with student government, you guys might not want to pay for it. But some type of limit, I think would be a good idea to keep things fair.
Okay.
I would just like to add, obviously, it's a very great discussion because I like the fact that you two are on the work on the initiative together, and you're asking the line of questioning, which is good, but other senators have started to raise their hands, so I'd like to call them as well, so please raise your hand as the discussion progresses. Thank you. We're gonna go Senator Farragal, then Senator Howard.
So just out of curiosity, did you create like a Google form to see like the interest? Cause I know, your friend did express interest, but of course, we're representing our student body, so maybe if possible, we can table this, and once you guys create like a Google form filled with interest, then you can move forward from there. Also, on behalf of Drew Commuters Association, we'd be happy to contribute in any way, shape, or form. But again, I wasn't like made aware about this, so maybe like just like having a meeting, kind of discussing it, maybe this could be, a whole campus event, but also, commuters can definitely contribute. Yeah.
Senator Howard.
Just point of personal privilege, it looks like on the meeting agenda, the 24-25 budget is still what's attached to the front. Just because I was trying to double check our allocations when I was looking at this, and we don't have the current budget attached there, so I think it'd be a little more streamlined to make sure we got the right, budget set up there, just for future reference.
Thank you. We'll see if we can work with that for in a little bit. We're gonna go Senator Lozer and then Senator Dempsey.
I think that tabling is a good idea. I would like an itemized bill, because right now you kind of just have estimates, which like is fine, but I would like to see the specific amount that you're putting into these things and where you're sourcing them and how much they're going to cost.
Okay.
Senator Dempsey, then Senator Stein.
I just wanted to express, I find I go to events that have physical flyers made, and I don't go to events that just post on Instagram, because I don't go on Instagram to look at potential events. That's really the setup. Is, every time I ask them, they're like, oh, we post on Instagram, and then it's like, I don't see it.
Okay, yeah.
If it's in the EC, like I will see it.
We'll do both then, yeah.
It's lovely.
Senator Stein.
This could just be me, using knowledge that I've just learned from the, what do we have on Saturday?
The club leaders
Yeah, when Terrence was talking about like giving and taking, and this seemed like a very like giveful event like for students. But if anything, it might, in my opinion, might be like too fun. So like, if you can some way find a way to like, you can donate as well, like even if you like put it $1 or something and you put it to a cause, I think could also like just help buff up your idea as well.
Cool. Yeah.
Right, does anybody else have questions or concerns, before we move on to a roll call vote to pass yes.
I was just gonna say, I motion to table.
Yeah.
A second. A second, alright, do we have to do roll call vote for tabling? Alright. Attorney General Polanco, do we have to maintain a roll call vote in order to table, an action item?
Give me 2 seconds.
We could always maintain, it says on the plaque.
Yeah, due to by vote. And we did vote on the previous motion that we tabled like 2 meetings ago.
Well, thank you. I'll wait for her confirmation. I'd also like to note that we can always arrange for a special Senate meeting within a week, so that gives you guys that extra week ahead of time, so you don't have to wait a while. So we can iron out some kinks, so that we can vote on this without having to wait until the next Senate meeting.
Okay.
Yes, Senator Shirley?
I appreciate all your feedback and just really helping out. Yeah, it kind of just like kind of helps us move forward and kind of plan efficiently for the future, and hopefully we're to something. So thank you.
Motioning to table does require a vote.
I'm sorry, can you restate that, Senator Attorney General Polanco?
Motioning to table does require a vote.
Okay, thank you. Alright, we're gonna go down the line. President Pro Tem Boris Vivek.
Yeah.
Do we know where Senator Patel went?
Restroom.
Restroom, okay. Senator Jenkins there? Yeah, Senator Jenkins. Senator Otto. Yay. Senator Gray Martinez.
Yeah.
Senator Farragal.
Yay.
Senator Rosen.
Yeah.
Senator Scarelli.
Yay.
Senator Guzman. Yay. Senator Step. Yay. Senator Hill.
Yeah.
Senator Dempsey. Yay. Senator Centeno.
Yay.
Senator Howard.
Yay.
Senator De Jesus.
Yeah.
Senator Akinwale.
Yeah.
Do you vote in favor of the, of tabling the resolution?
Yes, I vote in favor.
Thank you.
Point of personal privilege.
Yeah.
The motion for the table was brought up by Senator Farragon, and seconded by myself.
Thank you.
All right, with that, the tabling of the resolution passes, so. Everybody. All right, now, President Pro Tem Spivak, would you like to present, your executive cabinet, initiative?
Yeah, sure. So, a resolution sponsored by Executive Cabinet, co-sponsored by Student Engagement, Ranger Programming Board, Gourmet Dining, Drew Commuters Association, Transfer Student Organization, Residence Hall Association. Whereas the student government of the College of Liberal Arts of Drew University desires to put on bigger and more engaging events for the student body. Whereas 94% Drew students express interest in a haunted house event. And 69% Drew students expressed a desire to have said event for Halloween rather than on Halloween. Currently proposed on the week before Halloween, date to be determined. Whereas the Nightmare on Madison Ave is a haunted house and Halloween bash event takes place throughout the EC with a haunted house in Crawford Hall and transition to the EC eatery for Halloween bash and a best costume gift card prize. Whereas we will host this event, financially contribute, and are co-collaborators. Be it resolved that the CLA student government shall allocate $750, $375 from the Senate's budget, $375 from the Executive Cabinet's budget, to be the host of the Nightmare on Madison Ave at Drew University on the 4th week of October in the year 2025, providing students with another unforgettable experience, enhancing campus life, responding to their wants. And then there's a budget down there on the second page.
Let me give everybody time to go over it, read it for a second, then we'll open up for questions. All right, we're gonna Senator Dempsey and then Senator Gallagher again?
So one thing that's kinda, I feel left out is the specific, actors in the haunted house thing. Are they going to be paid actors? Are they like the strangest action scholar hours or anything?
Yeah, the answer is, we're currently coordinating with Duds to do the acting portion of it. We just haven't gotten their confirmation. They said they're interested. It's just not officially official yet. So once that's confirmed, we'll let you know. But if not, if you have to source somewhere else, we will find people. If any of you are willing, no problem. But yeah. Once that confirmation is made, yes or no, then we'll go from there. And that's the working part of the whole thing as of right now.
Senator Farragon and Senator Stein.
No, actually, she could go ahead, I'm gonna.
I got you. Senator Stein.
This is more like an idea, mainly because of the name that you guys like have for it. Is there any way you could have like added a collab with 36 Madison Avenue and have them like sing during the EC bash? It'd be like dinner before then.
Well, thank you for this suggestion. We're certainly very open to it. Senator Farragon,
Yeah, so in terms of, you know, I talked to my team about this amount, so are we interested in getting that party robot? I mean, well, first of all, I'll explain what a party robot is. So, a party robot is basically a guy, you know, he's a vendor, he's on stilts, and he just blasts like literally like fog. Like it's a job, it's like a profession. You can definitely look it up, but I've used it at my old school in the past and it really brought people. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we're trying to get more people to the event, right?
Oh, this is
a thing. It is a thing. It's really cool. I think it's really cool. But I think it's so fun and I think it can get a lot of people together. And plus, it is Halloween. So like, again, the festive, spooky vibe, glow in the dark themed. But again, I wanna get your thoughts. If not, we can contribute something else, just as long as we understand what it is we're contributing and, how effective this event will be. I haven't seen an event happen. I don't know if this happened last year, but if we kind of get more insight on what we did in the past and, you know, how we can make it better this one. So, just a thought.
President Porter, or do you have your hand up?
No.
Good. Senator, no?
Okay, just to give an update on the funding, so my co-president has reached out to Bob, but we haven't received any like follow-up. to
What
that.
email did you send? What was the name?
Jeremy Gold.
No shit.
Yeah, that it was sent out, I think, last Thursday.
While we wait for an answer on that, does anybody else have questions about the particular resolution? Senator Lozer?
That is multiple gift cards, right? Cause I know we have I think it's a $25 limit on how much we can give people.
Subject to, I would see a problem with that.
That is what Terrence said at the summit, so it's $25 per student, like if someone wins twice, they can't get it.
Yeah, so I just thought we leave it up to the board.
Yes, we'll go President Porter, horse to back, then Senator Pagano.
So I'm looking at this budget for it and I see that, student engagement pledged $15 and what they did pledge for, but I only see decorations and costumes. Would you specifically be able to like get a budget for that type of stuff? Like how much each thing costs, so we know?
Yeah, so right now it's tentative because we haven't gotten official confirmation, but we would basically take the budget, allocate, if student government as a whole is able to allocate the 750, well, not really. But overall willing and approves it, we would then take that budget and allocate towards getting the costumes for the various actors and providing decorations for both inside the haunted house and the actual Halloween party happening outside in DC Fury. And then if there happens to be any budget remaining, we'll just do another resolution for a reallocation as we've done in the past. Or we'll just, if the whole budget is spent, the whole budget is spent, but that's just disclosing what we'll be using the money for. But as of right now, we don't have an actual estimate of what each thing is going to cost because it's current.
Senator Pagano.
So, I mean, just a thought, you know, Senator Stefan brought this up and I think it'd be a great idea. Maybe this could be a good fundraising opportunity and we can have, you know, a raffle. I don't know what the rules and guidelines are like, but it can definitely benefit a lot of people. And we can, you know, donate that to either, you know, a student government or we can donate it to a different cause. But I just think it'd be a great opportunity if we get a lot of people. So, and people like competition, so.
Thank you. We're gonna go Senator Stephens, then Senator Stefan.
Can I have a Spooky dance and contribute the funds to Terrence's dance?
Marathon.
Marathon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
So can I?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, so, there's something that he hasn't announced yet, but with his dance marathon, Pete is asking clubs to fundraise. So, I mean, you mentioned, someone mentioned about your trunk or treat, fundraising, and also this could be a great fundraising opportunity too, yeah, because we're competing with the other Madison Ave universities. Yeah, it'd be a great opportunity to fundraise, so thank you for bringing that up.
before we go to Senator Stefan, we're gonna get the confirmation from CFO Butcher.
I did forget to respond to him, but I did reach out to Terrence, he approved it, or I approved it, and told Terrence 5 days ago. So you guys can reach out to Terrence, I'll be saying the same thing right now, but that was my bad.
Senator Stefan.
I know this is probably to be determined because we still don't know who the actors are going to be, but I'm wondering if we're also considering the fact that we're gonna need a team of students who are willing to do the makeup and, cause it's gonna be more than a costume if we want like a scary thing, so I'm not sure if those people will be compensated or volunteers, or if that has even been a thought, so I just wanted to make sure that that was included in this conversation so that our haunted house is actually scary.
Senator Lewis.
I will say there are people in the theater department who do that, whether or not we'd have to compensate them is up to them, but. If we are providing the makeup, there are certain cleanliness standards that we have to adhere to, so we should keep that in mind as we go forward.
Senator Nepsy.
I guess two things. One, are 50-50 raffles allowed, like actual questions? I feel like they aren't, but you know, I just know they're kind of very successful at all the fundraising opportunities. The second thing, I'm guessing we cannot table this due to the size of the event, so it would be, we'd be kind of voting and doing a leap of faith that all of the money will be used wisely, if not correcting this.
I believe. Yeah, I think we could, if we're gonna have a special Senate session for the trunk or treat. It's feasible, we've had special Senate section, sessions for larger, initiatives. But I would think it would probably be wise for us to be ahead on this, but it's also like, there's work that needs to be done with this. If we want it to be a good, thing that's executed well, it's up to us to execute it well, so it's not only just with the allocation of money, but in setting up the actual event, if we're gonna be getting makeup or actors, or just make sure that it has a lot of, interest, it's up to us, so if we do, pass this resolution, I want to know that, everybody, to have a little get up and go when it comes to doing the work that's going to be going into this. Senator Hill.
This is just a comment. I feel like we also have to be careful with the timing because I feel like October 24th is gonna be when a lot of events is happening. Like my club collaborating with this works well because that's during our transfer week and we have an event that day. So we can probably also just get regular people to come in because even though it's transferred to the organization, we don't wanna be like put in a box like in a corner. So we do wanna have regular people that just like have been here since their freshman year to be in our club, cause we wanna intermingle with the Drew community, not be separate.
Does anybody else have anything like that before we move into our roll call vote?
Pointed out where, is there a fixed date that I'm not seeing, or so it looks like it just says on the 4th week of October?
Yeah, so when we originally did the polling on Instagram, students were in high favor of having the event before Halloween. So when I was talking to the other club, it just made more sense to just have it a week before Halloween. So sometime within the span of the week.
Okay, so
As I would host the event, I personally would prefer it to be on the Friday because it just makes more sense, but it's just up in the air at the moment because we haven't gotten confirmation from them for it yet.
Okay.
Like, if this is to pass, it has nothing to do with money, mainly after this, everything that's most important is the planning. That's literally, that will be an all hands on deck kind of situation. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Senator Centeno?
Yeah, I was gonna inquire if Crawford Hall is even available on October 24th. Cause I know that it is a spot that books up quite far in advance.
So typically, anytime there's an event with student engagement, they already have holds on spaces, so we typically shouldn't have to worry about that for the most part. But if we do hit those roadblocks, we'll figure out problems.
For Friday, October 24th, I pulled up Gazebo, it's available after 4 p.m.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do we believe that would be enough time to set up everything, because we can't just,
That's the thing, our start time hasn't been determined yet as well, so that's just everything that we talked about. Yeah.
Senator Fergal?
I would also say, like, once, we finalize a date as soon as possible, we can definitely reach out to the Action Scholars and see if they can have like designated time slots where they can volunteer their time, and also they're gonna, get it for credit as well. Not only that, as well, Ranger Programming Board has, staff, and other representatives. Again, all hands on deck, and I guess I'm excited, and hopefully this motion passes.
Senator Step?
Although to add on to that, I think reaching out to CCE first before the Action Scholar. Yeah.
Great.
Anybody else have anything else before we move into vote?
This is just a question. If this was to pass, then when would we do the planning at our next meeting or at an impromptu meeting that we're making for the trunk or
Yeah,
treat?
so typically any event planning doesn't happen during vacation during these because it takes too much time, so it'll be a separate meeting. It wouldn't necessarily be a special time session, it could be a very just lax meeting just for intensive planning. Whether that be with senators who are very adamant about being a part of this event, and just the various other club leaders that will be intertwined with it.
This is the snag that we hit when we tried to do a lot of large initiatives and events. That there is a lot of legwork that happens outside of this room and coordinating all of us to make sure that we can all get our hands together and do something good like this is the hard part. So that's why at the end of this meeting, I hope to streamline communication, have everybody in the WhatsApp group chat by the end of tonight. So if you haven't given the number, I would like to see that by the end of the night. And Senator Farragalli, you had a question?
Sorry, is it possible if we can, do the planning, once we get this passed, of course, and communicate with student engagement possibly next week during our designated times? So like, how student government meets every other Wednesday, maybe we can have a planning meeting to get started this coming Wednesday, if possible.
I think that's a great idea. That's something we can start to figure out. Anybody else have anything before we vote? Senator Howard.
Motion to vote by roll call.
I second.
All right, we're gonna go down the line. President Pro Tempore Spivak.
Say,
Senator Patel.
Same.
Senator Jenkins.
Yay.
Senator Otto.
Yeah.
Senator Gray Martinez.
Yeah.
Senator Farragut.
Yay.
Senator Lozier.
Yay.
Senator Skrillex.
Yeah.
Senator Guzman.
yeah.
Senator Steiner.
Yeah.
Senator Hill.
Yeah.
Senator Dempsey. Senator Centeno. Senator Howard.
Yeah.
Senator Jesus.
Yeah.
You
Thank you very much. I'm sorry. Senator Academic Llewellyn.
Yay.
There we go. I believe with that, the bill passes. And moving on to center and committee updates. So, Bob report, do you have anything to report?
Our third meeting this Friday. We have allocated $450 for this current semester so far, and we have 9,675 left. We're looking for more members, so if anybody wants to join, you're more than welcome.
Attorney General report. Attorney General Polanco, are you still with us?
Oh, sorry. Nothing to report.
Thank you. Chief of Staff report.
Nothing to report.
Chief Communications Officer report. President Pro Tempore report.
So there should be a link there to everyone's committee liaison placements. I basically did on a first come, first served basis. I tried to not put more than 5 people in each committee, at least 2 in each one, so if you're not happy with your committees, then, feel free to see me after, because I did do it like first come, first served, especially for liaisons, so
Gabe, can we get editing access, please?
you don't have.
It was working at the beginning of the meeting, but before we started, it switched, and now, like, I've lost access while.
Oh, yeah, we can't even see it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just
I don't
like
know
viewing
why that
access.
It was working before the meeting started, and then towards the beginning it cut out.
Here, it should be.
Can you send it in the Senate group chat? to make it easy?
I was gonna check.
It's good, it's good.
Here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you just refresh, if you have any issues with yours, just see me after the meeting.
Yeah, it's good now, by the way.
Yeah, all good. I know a few senators didn't fill it out. I tried to put you in stuff that you might like, but also for all new senators, we're gonna have a crash course meeting sometime next week. By Friday, I'll send you the specific time, and it's basically on the availabilities you gave me in the form, so I'll try to accommodate everyone best. If we need like 2 sessions, cause some people can't make one, we could always do that, so, yeah.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Question from Senator Centeno.
I believe in the form that you sent out, when you asked for availability, it wasn't a select multiple boxes. I could only like select one thing for each day. I don't know if anyone else also experienced that. Let me clarify what form that was. The liaison and committee placement fall 2025 form. So I just wanted to let you know for the crash court meeting, availability, like for each day, you can only select one time.
I did not know. I think a lot of people pick like similar times though in general, so I might just try and do like 2 or 3 of them, but, the times were only really needed for that one meeting, so after that.
Okay, does anybody else have any questions, President Zaire?
Point of information. I know committee chairs are still getting their kinks in the system figured out with meeting times and whatnot. But now, if you are a committee chair here, you now see who's on your committee. So just email these people and be like, hey, what's your availability? Let's find a day that works. And I'll be sending this to all the other committee chairs that aren't directly in student government as a senator or executive cabinet member, so that this can also be coordinated. Because the workflow is updated as best as it can right now, but once that's further communicated, it'll be fully updated, so everything will be figured out.
Okay, nobody else has any, Senator Farragut?
Just a quick question, in terms of, liaisons, who would I contact in regards to alumni relations?
So you would go on the workflow and you would tap on the cell that says liaisons, and then tells you who's the person that you would contact for that specific area.
Okay, sounds good, thank you.
President Pro Tem Scotta.
There wasn't enough centers to fill out campus security, will we have to do something about that?
Anybody want to be the liaison?
Are you all raising your hands to volunteer, or do you guys have questions?
I'm volunteering.
I'm
Volunteering.
planning on.
Okay.
How about you all do it? I used to be campus security liaison. There's a lot to learn about how they do their things. So, I mean, the director and assistant director are very like cool guys. Like they'll be open to having a meeting with multiple people. I'm very positive that they would. So I mean,
So who wants
talk about protocol.
All right, we have four, we'll have you guys email President Pro Tem Scotta, and then we'll have him hash that out.
Should we like
I'm not
make
sure
our
how to
case?
decide here.
Should we like make our case, like?
No, I think that can happen outside of this.
From one.
I'm not even sure if that's, something we can do in the bylaw, I have no idea. But yeah, well, keep your hand raised, and then, President Pro Tem Scotta, can you keep note of who has their hand raised, and then we'll decide that after.
You don't have free time. Put your hand up.
Alright, got it.
Alright, we're all set? Election, sure, yeah.
Respect for the liaison positions, we still are waiting on 2 more senators to be put in office, and I feel like if you are putting one senator for 2 liaison positions, then there's not gonna be one for the other person, and that is way too much workload. So we are having, from my knowledge, the people who want to be appointed, they are coming next meeting, so I would probably advise to wait on that, so we can have one designated person.
I think we could also possibly maintain an interim, until the person is able to join us and then catch up to speed. President Pro Tem Scotta?
Yeah, I was gonna say, maybe we could have multiple people on one liaison, for example, maybe like 2 people, for example, like. Facilities, auxiliary, that's a lot of things, so.
Could you separate? Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. Could you separate some of them? Like the lending library and the other one.
Attorney General Polanco, can you shed some light on this reality?
So I was the facility and auxiliary services and that long liaison position, and actually it was pretty manageable because your point of contact is the same person. So essentially you'll be just talking to them about the mail room, and if students have like issues with their buildings that they want to be fixed, they just come to you about it, and you just forward the emails to the main person of contact. Basically your liaison positions are just, you're the messenger for all of these like people. So if students have concerns about admissions, for example, they come to you and you talk to admissions on behalf of them. And so it's not like it's not like a very demanding like task, if that makes sense. I hope so. It could be, I don't know.
All right, thank you very much, Attorney General Polanco. Is any, request right point of information?
Just in general, when it comes to liaison placement, remember earlier Attorney General Blanco was mentioning how we only talk about dining concerns. Now that you all have been placed somewhere, there should be more to talk about at meetings with just general updates on policy and procedures from those departments. And also when you start hearing concerns relating to all of those liaison placements at meetings, should be reporting to that person that you're the point of contact for. And then at the next meeting, come back and give the report on what's the update on those various student concerns. So the meeting should pick up with more than just dining concerns as time goes on.
Anybody else before we move on to announcements of upcoming events? Everybody's all good? Wonderful. You have some?
Oh, no,
Okay. Right, announcements of upcoming events. You have Nourish and Nurture Night on tonight at 8:30, so that was 40 minutes ago. Environmental Action League General Meeting tomorrow at 6 p.m. in the EC. States Fair at your university, yay, everybody better show up. At 4 p.m. in the Commons Dining Hall. You all have responsibilities pertaining to that. It's on a form that we've sent out. We'll print out more stuff and we'll coordinate as tomorrow goes on, but you guys have responsibilities, so may keep that in mind. Drew Accounting Club organizational meeting on 9/25 tomorrow. 7 PM at your university. It doesn't say specifically where, but should be somewhere. Feminist intersection, general meeting tomorrow at 7 PM in the EC 1867 lounge. Kickoff event for African Student Union at 7 PM at EC Crawford Hall. The NYC Trek info session, semester on social impact for the spring semester is on, what is that, Friday, 11 AM at VC 101. Discover your major, education, Friday also at noon in the Library Key Reading Room. Fall information sessions, Friday, noon, Library Key Reading Room. Short trek info session, tropical marine ecology in Belize. Spring semester, Friday, 2:30 in the Hall of Sciences, Hall of Sciences 105. Short trek info session, the French Connection, Language and Culture in Paris, summer trek info session, Friday, 3 PM in Embury Hall. Link up and line on Friday, 5:30 in McClendon Hall Lounge. The Anime Club interest meeting on 9/29, 6 PM in McClendon, 118. The first general meetups on the 30th and on that's the same day, at 4 PM in the EC the space. General meeting for LGBTQ plus banned books club on the 30th at 6:30 PM in Seminary Hall 212. The Art History Club interest meeting, free stickers on the 30th at 7 PM in the EC the space. General meeting for the fund on the 30th, 7:30 in Hall of Sciences. Nourish and Nurture Night on the 1st of October, 8:30 PM in EC 109. Druid County Club presents Chris Martin on October 2nd, 7 PM. Mid-Autumn Festival celebration on the 3rd, 4 PM in Rose Hall. Queering the Forest kickoff tabling on October 8th, 11 AM in the EC Lounge. FAAD weekly meeting on the 8th, 5 PM in the EC 186-67 Lounge. Queering the Forest Queer Bingo on October 8th, 6 PM in the EC Crawford Hall. And then Nourish and Nurture Night on the 8th at 8:30 in EC 109. Alright, so we have to vote to adjourn. I didn't know that last meeting, sorry, everybody. But before, I would like to make a final statement because we do want the streamlining of communication with everybody. We did pass the resolution that is gonna require a lot of legwork. So if you haven't yet given me your contact information, I would like you to please see me after or access it's hard to see, but if you go to your email, just in your regular inbox, to the left, there's the little chat section. So if you haven't seen that, that's where our communication has been occurring. It's really hard if you don't haven't been here. If you're new, I get it. I didn't see this the first time I joined student government. It's in a really weird spot, which is why we're moving to WhatsApp. So hopefully we're able to, that's more on our phones and more present for us. Senator Centeno?
I'm sorry, I know that Senator Fragala suggested that we should meet again next week, to do planning. Is that something that we should vote on and discuss here now, or is that like up to President? Right.
You guys fit in. You're the majority, I'm just one, like, we're 7 to 8 people, it's more of y'all. Yeah, like, we meet every week already, so we can take what you guys say and then put it into practice for next week, because we meet on Mondays weekly, so it's really up to you.
Once we have a more accessible group chat, hopefully if we could just communicate in there, find a time that works for everybody. I would hope 8:30 on Wednesday or 8 PM on Wednesday would work for all of us since you were here. Just making it on the other week would make it easy, but that's something, it's gonna be less formalized, so if somebody can't make it, it's not gonna count as an absence for you. So it doesn't have to be the most formal and work intensive thing, but we can certainly get together and figure out strategizing. Senator Otto?
Sorry, no.
Senator Farragala?
So by a show of hands, who can make it next week? Fantastic, okay, so, yes,
Would that be referring to like Wednesday?
Yes.
At 8?
Wednesday
Yeah.
at the same time, student government,
Yes.
okay,
Yeah.
fantastic, okay.
Attorney General Polanco?
Just a point of inquiry, is this like a special Senate meeting?
It would be, right? Is that what we would say?
There's special Senate meetings particularly for voting, in which we would need Attorney General Polanco to be here to count the votes. We can do special Senate meetings for specific initiatives for the event that we'd like to be tabled. But if it's just a strategizing meeting, that doesn't need to happen, so it doesn't need to be that specific.
Okay, so we were planning on voting on the motion we tabled though, right? That was the purpose of this special meeting, so we would need the attorney general.
Yeah, if we would like to have it tabled to that special Senate meeting, then might as well, we can. Point of inquiry from President White.
Which motion, which action item are you referring? The first one or the second?
The first one, the
Oh,
the trunk or
are
treat.
you talking about, which?
Yeah,
element of
the
it?
trunk or treat.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it. I was, sorry.
So can I like motion to vote to have that a special Senate meeting next week, next tomorrow?
Attorney General Polanco, is that something that's feasible? for us to do?
Yes, that can happen, but also just to make everyone aware that if you do not attend the special Senate meeting, you're only allowed 2 absences a semester, and so one of which can be unexcused. I'm just saying that also includes like not being present on the special Senate meeting as well, because we need a certain amount of senators to be voting on like resolutions and everything. So just to put that out there.
The number is 12, by the way. There must be 12 senators present for there to be a quorum. So if there isn't 12 senators present, then we can't do it.
Senator.
Okay, just to clarify, I thought the Wednesday meeting was for the haunted house, but the one that you guys wanna do on Wednesday is the one about the trunk.
We can have the special Senate meeting for voting on how we proceed with the trunk or treat, and we could also integrate the strategizing session or strategizing plans, and that doesn't have to be all done at one meeting. That can be done whatever else too, since we're already gonna be meeting with each other, whether it be virtually, because we can do that for special Senate meetings, or we can be here, whichever you guys would prefer, we'll figure that out later. But that, those can operate 2 separate, because the strategizing doesn't have to be formalized, it doesn't have anything else. The approval of the action item does need to be a special Senate meeting. It will count as an absence if you're not there, and we will need Attorney General Polanco, who is in London, so we wouldn't want it to be too late. Senator Fargal.
This is just a thought, but can we possibly integrate both events into one big event? And not only that, you know, incorporate, you know, group work with the idea of the trunk or treat? I think that would be really cool if a group of 5 or 6 people work on a car. I think that's not a bad idea. And that way we get more engagement. Thoughts?
Well, the whole point of their event is to try to get athletes and like people that usually can't come. So if you do it on a Friday, most most games are that Friday and Saturday range. So they won't be there. The people that they're trying to target, engage won't be available that day.
Noted, okay.
So it has to be set.
Agreed.
Senator Otto, then Senator Sorelli.
Senator Otto first.
Senator Otto, Senator Sorelli, did you have your hand up?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we can't attend if it's on the 24th, but I do think that is a good idea, like combining them. I'm not opposed to that. We just wouldn't be able
Or,
to be there.
no, how about this? Can we make the event, you know, accessible to you guys, like beforehand, in prepper, and then, like, for
And then
instance.
just post it?
Yeah,
I
mean-
I would be okay with that. Would you be okay with it? I mean,
just so we have,
Sorry.
go ahead.
I was on the same thing, that if that were the case, I would both be quite unavailable for the entire meeting.
How
Let's work through it,
how about this could be like, kind of like a preparation, like the first event that you guys have will be in preparation for the next event. So then once we have a flyer for the Halloween event, it would be, you know, something.
what?
So like, sorry guys, so you know how like your event, if this does happen, like you'll, you know, of course have this event, and then, you know, maybe the following week would be our event. So that way, you know, it's something to prepare.
soft launch.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's kind of like the soft launch, the intro, like the
Yeah.
part 1, so.
And I kinda like that, like a part 1, part 2,
Yeah.
trunk or treat, and then it's a haunted house.
Like,
Yeah.
to look forward to, something
Yeah.
to, yeah,
Okay.
sorry, my bad.
Sorry.
Senator Sorelli.
I appreciate that, and I think that could possibly work, and, once we kind of figure out everything else and, reassess it and talk about next week.
Fantastic.
That's really good.
That's
Motion to vote to have the special Senate meeting next week.
I second.
Second. Alright, we'll take a roll call vote.
Wait, but it will be next Thursday.
Next
Next
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Next
Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
So this is an official meeting.
Official meeting, special Senate meeting, not just the strategizing us getting together, a special Senate meeting. We're gonna go. Question from Senator Sutton.
Will a Google Calendar invite be sent?
I can send one out.
Yeah, we'll make sure.
Priorities.
Alright.
Senator Hill,
Okay, just to clarify, we can only have 2 special senate meetings a semester? How does that?
No,
work?
2 absences.
two absent.
Oh, 2
Yeah, 2
absent, okay, I was making sure.
We're gonna move on to vote. President Pro Tem Spivak,
Yeah.
Senator Patel. Senator Jenkins,
Yay.
Senator Otto,
Yay.
Senator Guardia Martinez,
Yeah,
Senator Farragut,
Yay.
Senator Lozier,
Okay.
Senator Scarelli,
Yay.
Senator Tucson, Senator Stefan, Senator Hill,
Yay.
Senator Dempsey, Senator Centeno,
Yay.
Senator Howard, nay.
Bro.
Senator Jesus,
Same.
Senator Akanyama.
Yay.
There we go. We don't have the thing to copy their fund there, but it works. Right before I adjourn, or we actually have to vote to adjourn now, so we're gonna go around the horn again. But, just gonna stress one more time, if you haven't given me your number, I'm not gonna bite your head off, I'm not scary. But please, just cause I don't wanna make a group chat and then everybody notices the one person that's not there, and then it's like, oh, we're waiting for weeks on this guy, and you know, like, it's just easier if I get the number now tonight, so when I make the group chat, everybody's already in there, and that just makes it easy for me. So my number is on the chat in Gmail, but you can also just come to me, and I'll give it to you, I'll just, help you put it in my phone or just do whatever else. But yeah, just, I want to emphasize that before we end the meeting. But with that, does anybody have a motion to end the meeting? Senator Farragut,
I motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Senator Spivak, President Pro Tem Spivak,
Abstain.
Senator Patel,
Abstain.
Senator Jenkins,
Abstain.
Senator Otto,
Yay.
Senator Guerrero Martinez,
Yay.
Senator Farragut, Senator Lewis,
Yay.
Senator Scarelli,
Yay.
Senator Guzman, Senator Steph, Senator,
Yay.
Senator Dempsey, Senator Centeno,
Yay.
Senator Howard,
Yay.
Senator Jesus,
Yay.
Senator Akanyama.
Yay.
Adjourn?
Anyone else still make a video for this part of that?
Look, it's sending me these photos. Yes. You guys don't want to say. It was my favorite. That perfectly my schedule for texting, and I don't, I'm like, I barely have time, but I do have.